So this video has been making the rounds today on the internet. It's been pretty much blowing up the internet. And I felt compelled to respond, not only as a content creator, but as a father of two teenage daughters. Two teenage daughters who, just like this woman's daughter, they're now coming into their own, 14 and 16, beautiful. Everything about being a young woman, blossoming, is starting to happen. They're no longer kids, they're now becoming women.
Things. It's more important to be pretty than educated. More important to be a follow body than a leader, right? Okay. I'm not a parent who likes to use physical discipline. Come here, you gotta learn today, girl. No physical discipline. Mom, don't mom me. No. You had your warning. You had your chance. I told you to listen. I told you stop disobeying my rules. I told you being cute ain't shit if you have no education. I told you stop disobeying me. I told you.
What this woman did to her child is by far, and it's obvious, me as a father, me as an individual who's grown up with 5 sisters, this is absolute abuse. This is absolute psychological abuse. And I want to break it down like this. This woman thinks, and this is her rationale, that if I cut my daughter's hair, it's going to, 1, keep her from leaving the house, keep her from looking cute, keep her from what? Nothing that she describes in her video about the reasons why she told her daughter to buckle up, focus on her education, stop following the cute people. This is what people do. Every single teenager goes through this stage. They're at their peak of beauty. But here are the underlying questions that most people will overlook. Where is the father? There's no father in the equation. Because a father would have handled that a lot differently. I would never cut my daughter's hair in front of the world to see.
Hi. Do you feel traumatized? No. Do you feel like I abused you? No. Do you feel like this form of discipline was a lot better than any other form of discipline, like physical abuse, that I could have used? Yes. You know I love you, right? Yes. You know I got your back, right? Yes. You know what I'm doing right now is to make you a better person, right? Yes. How many times have I spoken to you about this? A lot of times. How many times have your teachers called me? Multiple times. How many times have you not handed in homework? A few times. How many times have you not listened? How many times have I told you when you're grounded not to do certain things and you're still doing them? A lot of times. Right. A lot of times, right? And I've been speaking to you about this for how long? A year. So today when I did what I did by cutting off your hair, you understand why I did it, right? Yeah. And you're learning from it, right? Yeah. And what did you learn? I learned not to disrespect you.
And then force her to answer these questions as if I need to justify myself. I can tell you, and I hate making assumptions, but I'm old enough and smart enough to see bullshit when it's in front of me. And there's one thing that's very obvious. Based on the filter that the mother has on her camera as she's videoing this, the multicolored hair, she is still living in her teenage years. She's still trying to be young. This is someone who had a child when she was younger. The father is no longer there. She's trying to relive those years, and she now has a competitor in the house. So guess what happens? If she needs to bring another man by the house, guess who you think that other man is going to be looking at? Her little young, hot, beautiful daughter. She don't need that competition. So she's going to try to disfigure that, because nothing that she's done with that girl's hair is going to resolve anything that she argued about. It's not going to make her study any harder. It's not going to keep her off the streets. It's not going to do any of those things. That's why, guys, you've got to watch the video I did yesterday on what are the benefits does a man provide in the home besides money. Watch that video after this. Please, ladies, please watch and understand the importance of a man in the house. And please understand, guys, look at this other video here. You remember this video that was around a couple months ago? This woman who walked in on her baby daddy with her mother in the bedroom. This was the one where the baby mother walked in on the baby daddy. I hate those two words. I just, to have to use those words just drives me insane. Baby mother, baby daddy. It couldn't have just been the husband or the wife. But she walked in to her mother in her bed with her baby daddy.
So you doing right? You're in my fucking bed. I've been calling you all day, and this is what you do with my mom? Is you serious? I know you lying, and you just sitting there quiet. You ain't got to say, Mom? Really? You ain't got to say. No, I don't want to hear that. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on Facebook. I want everybody to see the two is right here. What they doing in my bed? My bed. I don't care who you are. Obviously, you don't care that I'm your daughter, right? You over here sleeping with my baby daddy. This is my baby daddy. Because I be at work. I be at work. I be at work.
You don't treat him right. What you expect him to do?
You got a whole man. You talk about I don't treat you right?
Oh, girl, come on now.
And look at you. You just laying there in bed. Ain't got to say, right? Get your about my bed. Get the hell out of my house. You two, Mom, get your and get the out. I don't ever. You gonna get your. You gonna get your about my bed. Get up. You get south. Call the Uber. Call the taxi. Call the train. Get on the fucking bus. I don't give a what you do. Get your about my bed. Get out my bed.
Proves my point. So many women these days are now being caught on camera messing with their daughters' boyfriends. They're trying to relive. All of these older women now, all of these older single mothers, they are dealing with a lot of psychological issues because they realized that they missed out on a relationship with a man and became baby mothers with no commitment from a man. Now no man wants to marry them, not with the baggage of having another man's child. This is why I keep emphasizing, men, stay away from baby mothers. Stay away from single mothers. They come with a lot of problems. It's not like the old days when single mothers understood their role. Nowadays, it's different. So all of those single baby mothers that are now existing, that their kids have now reached teenage years, and they're trying to get a man into the house, and they have to compete with their teenage daughters. No. They have to make her look as ugly as possible because they cannot risk any man that they bring into that house looking at their daughter. That is all this was about. And it's sad to see because this poor child is just being who she is, a teenager. That's it. It's really disgusting to see. Hey, remember this video? The one where the mother got pregnant for her daughter. Hey, remember this video where the mother got pregnant with her daughter's boyfriend when she was on vacation in Mexico? Let me remind you of it here.
2 days later, I called my mom just to check on her, and she's still audibly distraught. You could tell she'd been crying, and I was asking her what was going on, and she wasn't telling me. And I was telling her, I was like, hey, tell me what's going on, or I'm going to get on a flight and come back and figure out what's going on myself. And ultimately, she ended up just telling me, after a few minutes, she was like, I'm pregnant. Now, when she told me that, I didn't think much of it. I was just really happy, really excited, because I never thought that I would have a younger sibling. So I was just congratulating her. I was just ranting, talking about next steps, oh my God, did you set up the first ultrasound? How are you feeling? Blah, 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 making funny jokes, talking about names. And then she cuts me off and she was like, but it's Bi. We're going to call him John. John being my ex, my boyfriend at the time, I should say. I asked her to repeat herself because keep in mind, I'm a little bit drunk. I'm in Mexico, come on. I asked her to repeat herself. I was like, what? And then she says, it's by John. After I heard that, my soul left my body. And everything that came after that, I was not ready for.
Yes, you are seeing the damage that feminism have done to these single mothers, telling them that they don't need a man, they don't need a man in the house. Now you're seeing another part of the psychological damage, and it's being transformed down further into the generations. Ladies, marry before you carry. Do not leave your marriage if there's kids involved. Under no circumstances, work it out. Of course, if you picked a man who's going to physically abuse you and you didn't see the red flags, that's on you. You should have a father to help you choose a better man. But unfortunately, if you're coming from a single mother, you probably won't see it, unfortunately. But I hate to see things like this. It pains me to see a child being abused by a parent. But unfortunately, this is the world that we're living in right now. And as the internet start to show you more and more of the ugly side effects of baby mothers, it's not going to get any better. As more and more of these women start to produce teenagers, boys who are damaged, growing up like half men, half women, and teenage daughters who are seeing the examples of their mother's bad behavior growing up, we're not going to see a better generation of young people. So I'm hoping that this channel and what I am saying can make people wake up and realize that these are serious problems, especially in the West. This doesn't happen over here, not in the Middle East. Do you know, it was only till recent that a single mother could actually come and work here in the UAE? Think about that. If you were a single mother, you couldn't travel to this country and work. That's how much it's a stigma here. They've just recently changed those laws, and I'm talking recent, probably I think in the last 4 years. Anyway, I don't want to drag this video out any longer. Guys, comment. Let me know if you know any instances of where this problem is persisting and you know about it. And let's have a discussion. Subscribe, of course. Give me a thumbs up. Thumbs down if you don't like the video, but I'm just highlighting problems. If I see something that in a direction where our society is going wrong as an older man, it's my duty to point it out and say, hey, you need to go, we need to go on a different path. And it's on all of us, not just the mothers. All right. Anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next video. All right. Cheers.